In this lesson, we'll look at the app overview and its settings. Basically, we need to know what features are available and how can we use them quickly. Now, the appropriate app for this training is Simple Accounts, which is available on Android. However, this is a paid app. On the other hand, we've got a free trial, which is available on Android. Anybody can download and use that for this initial training session. Now, this same app is also available on iOS or iTunes. Currently, it's tax return without bookkeeping, but then that name and image is going to change to this one. Now, let's get to the device and see where to find this. Now, before we do that, let's look at how it appears. The free app appears on Android like this. This is how it appears on Android. And then, of course, below there, they do show the other apps that we offer. We've got limit of course, Simple Accounts is there. We have sole trader accounts on the right, and then we have limited company accounts as well. Okay, now let's get to the device. Now, when you get your device, your Android device, you're going to find Simple Accounts. So we click that or double click, and the app should open. Now let's see. Yes, this is our app. Now probably let's change our orientation to landscape. Good, that is better. Now that is what it looks like. Even the trial app looks exactly like that. Now we're going to start here on the side menu. On the side menu, let's get back to this document here. We'll start with the side menu. Now this side menu, click those three bars and that is displayed. We scroll down. There is a starting guide up there. And of course, there's a main menu below. The main menu is this one on the right. We've got the business name, set VAT rate, set recording date, the general ledger, which is also the chart of accounts. And then we've got a facility for backup and restore, and then the profile, which is information about you. Now let's go back up here and look at the starting guide. The starting guide is basically stored information in text form to guide you, navigate, and use the facilities in the software. If you look at the home menu, let's look at the main menu here. Click that, and then we've got the miscellaneous module, information about the miscellaneous module. Let's click this one. Now, when we click that one, it breaks down into the various components of the miscellaneous module. Now, at the top there, we've got the dashboard, and it says this is a combined financial statement, which shows both a condensed profit and loss account and balance sheet for the year to date. It's basically information about the facilities in the software. So that is what you find in the starting guide. Probably you should always start there. And then below here, we look at the business name and financial year. Now, when you've just installed your app, this one is going to be blank with probably 3 dots like that. And when you open that facility, it will not close until the business name is entered. So we're going to enter Market Stall, which is our demo business. Market Stall. Let's see. Need to put a small a there. All right, that is done. Let's scroll up. And then below that, you set the financial year. Now, this particular business, a financial year starting in January, we could say we want to start, if it's a different business, we shall say it's probably starting in March. So you click on that date there, and then a date picker is displayed. Now, remember, this date picker will look different on different devices and different versions of Android, but it's still a date picker. All right, now probably we're going to set it to April 2017. All right, there, and we click set. Now, as we click set, the final month of the financial year is set as March 2018. And then, of course, it says April is going to be month 1, May is going to be month 2, and it continues up to month 12. Those are automated. Now let's scroll up and then click update. We click update and there we are. Okay, that one is done. Now the second thing we're going to do is to set the recording date. As we are in this side menu, we scroll up. Now we set the recording date. Now today is the 6th of June. You could be recording transactions for the 30th of March. Actually, most of the documents in this exercise are on the 30th of March. And probably that is March 2017. So we click on that one. And now we move to the month of March. Now on your device, you either move up or down, left or right, it depends. So we're going to 30th of March. This should be March. Okay, and now we need the 30th. We click that one. Once it changes here, we click set. And then we click update. Okay, that is done. Now, what that means is that every form that comes up will show the 30th of March. So we don't have to type the date again. It has been set for us. All the forms will generate that date. It's about saving time. So that is it about the side menu. Let's see. Now below here we've got the VAT rates. The VAT rates UK 20%, 5%. These can be adjusted. Now let's see. Spent a lot of time in the side menu. Now this is the general ledger chart of accounts structure. The general ledger. This is the general ledger. Now there's an internet error. I did turn that off. Anyway, we can ignore that. I did turn off the internet to minimize interruptions. Now let's see. Okay, now we come to miscellaneous. Now this is the tax adjustments. We find forms for recording tax adjustments like depreciation and capital allowances. That one doesn't matter much. Now we come to miscellaneous here. Now we've got the dashboard. The dashboard is a summary, profit and loss account, and balance sheet. So up here, we've got the income generated there. Very simple, the simplest format you can find. Now you can ignore the middle there. And then below here is a summarized or condensed balance sheet. Now let's see, there's a bank balance, cash balance, and so on. All these are automated in the software. Now let's see what happens. Now below here, we've got, these are recording forms from number 1 up to number 7. They are recording forms. Now here is the general ledger, the chart of accounts. General ledger, chart of accounts. Account number 1 is sales. You can modify and customize accounts using this facility. Now let's see what else there is. What else there is in here. Of course, there's a 2-entry form, the multi-entry form. We shall look at these as we use them for recording. Yeah, more features here. So this is the general ledger chart of accounts. Now, periodic tasks and reports checklist. Now, this one has got a list of about 33 tasks that are often performed on a periodic basis by people delivering bookkeeping and accounting services, what we call the professionals. So this is a checklist. Now on the right here, we've got a box to indicate that that has been done. And of course, you can indicate the period. Now this one should be done on probably monthly or quarterly basis. And after it's been accomplished, you can print it out and file on the bookkeeping file. And then we've got links to periodic reports as well. Links to periodic reports. So when you get the software, please have a look. And after you insert a tick in there, you're supposed to save, such that whenever you come back, you find the ticks there and you don't have to redo what has already been done. Now let's see what else is in the miscellaneous module down here. Now we've got the mini year-end reports checklist. Now this one has got about 30 reports that should be prepared for a small business. For a big business, which is a VAT registered, you should be. Now we ended up on, we clicked again, the mouse was clicked more than once here. This is the mini. No, this is not the mini, this is the main. Let's go back. We need to be careful with our clicks. Now this is click once there. This is the mini. Yes, it should indicate mini up there. Now let's scroll down. Now these are about 33 reports prepared for a small business. Of course, they are automated. You may only need to add 1 or 2 figures at some point, reconciliation figures, and so on and so forth. Now, we've got about 33 reports. Now, at the top here is a short tax return. Now, in the UK, small businesses not registered for VAT are allowed to submit a short tax return. So you enter income as one single figure, and the expenses can also be entered as a single figure. So that single figure appears in box 11 and then will appear below here in box 20. And of course, you've got the net profit there. Now the rest we shall look at that a little bit later. So that is a short tax return. And then here we've got tax computations and income. These are tax computations here. These are the detailed computations. We shall look at that a little bit later. And then let's see below that, this is the tax return. Now this is the full tax return for a sole trader. That should be the full tax return. Let's see. Now we would expect all boxes to have figure. Actually, most of the boxes to have figures since it's a full tax return. Now let's go back to our mini. We are ending up on the end instead of the mini. Now let's go back here. The mini year-end reports checklist. So that is the A1, the A2 tax computations. Now B1 is the profit and loss account. B2 is the balance sheet, full balance sheet. B4 is the notes to financial statements. C1 is the final trial balance. C2 are the year-end journals. C3 is the year-end comparative trial balance. And then E1 is if the business has got any employees. So, but you see, in the case of a sole trader, a small business, probably they don't have employees, and in that case, the income, what is paid to the business owner, really is the income at the year end. They shouldn't pay themselves wages. They only take profits after tax has been deducted. So they shouldn't pay themselves. This one is also only utilized if the business is employing some people. Now in section F, we've got income reports. That's the turnover report. In G, we've got stock and materials accounts. In H, fixed asset reports. There's about 7 or 8 reports in there. And then in J, we've got stock accounts in case the business has got stock unsold at the year end. Now in L, we've got bank reports. Now L1 is a bank accounts summary. L2 is a bank one summary, assuming the business has got mainly one bank account. We'll look at those a little bit later. Now we've got section M, we've got cash reports. This is a summary and reconciliation. And then N, we've got other current asset reports. Now these are year-end reports. These are year-end reports. Now for a small business, those should be sufficient for tax purposes. Now below this mini year-end reports checklist, we've got the transactions list, transactions edit. Now in this case, we've got 9 transactions recorded for this mini that we are looking at. So these are the 9 transactions. In case you need to edit, this is where you come. You click the edit button. If you feel the entry shouldn't be there, then you click the delete button. So that is what we have in the miscellaneous. We've looked at this one. These are year-end adjustments. And in here we find forms for recording transactions regarding trade creditors, what the business has bought on credit. Here we find forms for recording transactions regarding trade debtors. That is when the business sells on credit. And then in this module 7, we've got forms for recording loans and hire purchases, whatever has been acquired on credit using those loans, and also credit card transactions. The forms are available here. You click on the form, you click on that one, and then the form opens up for recording purposes. And then in module 8, we've got 2 types of reports. We've got period reports, which run from P1 up to P16. That's right, from P1 up to P16. We've got the general ledger, we've got the trial balance, and so on and so forth. We've got the VAT returns in case the business is VAT registered. And then after that, we've got year-end reports. Now, year-end reports, these are a little bit too many. We did look at them via the mini year-end reports checklist. Well, that brings us to the end of this overview where we looked at the app overview and its settings, what we can modify and what we shouldn't. In case of any questions, please contact us. Thank you.